gallery?
It's a living gallery.
A living gallery.
We prefer to call it the Kahoho Salon.
Gahohowo Salon. Kahohowo Salon. Okay, viewers, Kahohowo Salon. Kahohowo is spelled Kaxoxowo.
There's emphasis on the XO. Hohowo.
Hohowo.
From the Everland.
Okay.
Meaning new ropes are twisted in the same way as old ropes.
New ropes are twisted
in the same way as old ropes.
Okay. Is it inspired from a proverb or something?
The philosophy behind
what is the philosophy
behind it is how traditions show us that everything new has been made before.
Okay, so there's nothing new.
There's nothing new. We just need to see it from.
So they just fit into the strands.
Exactly.
Wow. Okay, and you also introduce yourself as a fashionista, or I introduced you as a fashionista.
And an artist.
And an artist. Are you one of the artists whose art is being exhibited
Currently, I don't have any of my works up on display, but
okay.
We had an exhibition a month ago.
Okay.
Here in the same space.
Okay.
It was my debut show.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. We'll come back to that. Sydney.
Yes.
What really is culture?
Well, that's a very interesting question. Thank you anyways. So culture, to me personally, culture is what governs our mental. So let's say if culture is into place, it naturally governs our mental. So it's a way of living, it's traditions, it's norms, it's values, it's shaping our mindset, and also culture is what governs our mental and protect us, evolve us, and shape us as a community.
Okay. So you're saying that if, for instance, we here decide to, set up some rules and regulations for our space here, whatever we bring out is our culture.
Yes, which is aligning to traditions. So it's not just we coming together and we feel like we should do this, we should move this way, but have we consulted maybe to the gods? Does the land, is it beneficial for the land? So you have to put many things into consideration when it comes about culture, which, like I did mention earlier on, you can't build culture without traditions or norms or values.
So what if we set up a group of norms and values and the gods reject them? Do we do that based on the whims and caprices of our gods?
Well, I think every land is governed by something, or has some traditions and norms. I'll even say like Kwame Nkrumah. He sometimes even give out sacrifices to specific water in Ghana at a certain period of time.
Really,
as
that's
a different
new. I never knew Nkrumah
to as part of protecting or creating fertility or blessing the land. So it's like a ritual that sometimes comes with culture. So all these traditions, spirituality, norms, values, all these are the fundamental tools which creates culture. So we just don't wake up and create a culture, but it has to align with the norms and the value of the people.
Okay. Vincent, do you think culture should necessarily be religious or spiritual, as he's saying?
Well, I think in that context, religion and spirituality is almost essential to the human existence, especially as African people. And I think in our attempt to define, our spirituality, whether through music, whether through dance, whether through art, is the process by which we begin to create our culture, So, yeah.
So for you, it's more social than spiritual?
I think it's more artistic than social or spiritual. I think it all comes together as an aesthetic experience, you know. Whether it's your with African art, for instance, and as much as most of it is in the two-dimensional form, you know, it stretches over to the fourth-dimensional form as we see where they create these illusions.
Yeah.
So I think it goes beyond, you know, just the conventional, and it's almost the common view that a group of people share, you know, through the very lens of their eyes. It's not just the way they think, but it's essentially the way they see the world as a collective.
Okay.
You know.
Timothy, what would you like to add to this? Because I believe that there's always that understanding amongst the people, and based on the social norms and whatever, based on the social understanding or like collective understanding, we end up finding something spiritual and adding to it. It's an understanding for me. So what do you think?
Personally, as an artist, I believe it goes hand in hand.
Okay.
You know, we can't include spirituality without adding social.
Can I hear you more?
I believe we can't include the spirituality without adding social to it.
Okay.
It works hand in hand.
Okay.
And my brothers have said everything that needs to be said about it.
Are you sure?
Yes. There's not more to be added. So
Okay.
I particularly with Bob's work, right? There's a series of stuff he's done where it's he's done some portraits of Ebony, you know, Susie Williams, and we've been having some discussions around that, you know, what it really is. And I think one of the interesting discussions we had was how these images are sort of psychological reconstruction of dead people. You know, so I found that observation a bit interesting in a sense where, you know, the art was capturing life beyond its own limit.
Okay.
You know, and his ability to tell history and you know, quality of civilizations in a way in which books quite can't capture. You know, so yeah, I think that's it.
Okay, so there is that general understanding that culture is something that people will create and then will revere. So how then do you now frame something like that for somebody to appeal to it when the person is outside of it and watching? So that brings me to what framing is.
Yeah.
What really is framing in this context? Framing the culture for it to appeal to people.
Yeah, so let's say this is just a simple breakdown of what, when I say framing culture, it's like just putting the ice on the cake, you know, or the artwork. Sometimes the art is nice, but we still build a frame around it. Why? Because it adds extra value to it. Or like the cake itself is nice, but still there is icing on the cake. Why? Because it adds value to it. So when it comes to framing culture, it's like appreciating what we have as a people, and how do we present it to the world, and how do we make a daily living out of it. It shouldn't be occasional or under some circumstances occasion that I have to come and experience a bit of culture.
So talking about that, let me bring this context. So for instance, there is this, I don't know whether people are still practicing that, but for me, I read a book called Kintu, and then I understood what it was written by a Ugandan author. Her name is Jennifer Makumbi.
Okay.
And then I understood what, for instance, where the whole culture or the whole right about when a lady gets married or a virgin gets married, people stand outside, wait for the marriage to be consummated,
Yeah.
and then after they play like drums and all of that
Traditions.
tradition. Well, you see, that particular act is being bashed by a lot of people that women are being, all of that
Yeah, I've
about what
read.
the feminists are
Yeah.
saying. And then Jennifer framed, I don't know whether it's in the context you're talking about, but in my context,
Yeah.
and as a journalist, I felt that in her framing of that particular right, she was able to make me understand why that thing was happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she made it look so appealing that it wasn't bad to the lady or the woman, it was rather good for her. She spoke about it in a different. So how are you, for instance, going to explain to me using, let's say, female genital mutilation that has been so bashed, and it's a cultural thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
So how are you going to frame female genital mutilation to look beautiful
Yeah.
in the eyes of the person standing outside and not understanding it?
Yeah. So when it comes to culture, culture can be something that is ancient or modern. So culture is not something that is stagnant. So culture can be innovative, or culture should be innovative. Let's say how hip hop, when it comes to rap music, when you go to an African palace, they drum, the djembe drum, and you have someone rattling, saying, hey, Nana say, the chief says, blah, blah, blah. Then the drum goes again, then you have someone rattling, which is hip hop. But in this modern day, you see same cultures being presented in an innovative way. So packaging or presenting culture in an appealing way is very important, and not just because we have culture, so we put in culture out. But we should also see how do we present our culture.
Okay, babe.
And because I can't quite speak on female genital mutilation. I think that's a very sensitive topic. But I can speak on, circumcision.
Female circumcision in its
right?
entirety.
For men, right? Well, there's an East African culture where circumcision is delayed. They wait until you're much older before you're circumcised.
Is it South African? I think somewhere in South Africa they have that.
I wouldn't be surprised, because these things normally tend to, repeat themselves across certain geographical areas. And there's an element of music in there where the music is supposed to teach you during that period. So the pain is supposed to sort of test how stoic you are as a man. Okay. So it's about stoicism, really, that ritual. And to sort of cushion you, your thoughts, you're giving melody and rhythm, which informs you about who you are, about manhood and all of that. And also, it ties the being back to centuries, in a sense where during wartime, brigades were called in age sets. So if a group of men at the age of 18 were all circumcised, they all belong to one age set. So if there was a war, they would call those people, and they've been through a common experience together. They've been able to engage themselves in a shared history together. So then you would realize it's not necessarily just about inflicting physical pain or reducing the physical sentiments, or it's not just also solely for medical purposes, but it's actually for cultural purposes.
And the fact that they kind of like imbibing stoicism in them, just so that when they are called to war,
exactly.
So some way, somehow, you see within there that they are taking emotions out of them.
You.
Yeah, they are taking emotions. But the way they have framed it will make you think that, oh, this is actually going to help him. So you find yourself in every situation and you think that you see that you can actually maneuver your way through
innovative ways. So that's why I was saying earlier on.
So when you say innovative ways, for instance, you make it look like this is actually a conversation. Right? You make it look like forebears I'm not innovative.
Yeah.
Like, so they've given it
Not-
to us in a raw sense, and for that matter, it's not supposed to be stagnant, and we are supposed to move it this way.
Not that
just
way.
So that
I mean, to me, presentation is everything.
okay.
You know, the ugliest thing can be even presented in a nice way.
Way.
So it's like,
So that was why I asked you about the ugliest thing,
Yeah.
female genital mutilation. I could have said female circumcision.
yeah,
But I said that.
you framed it in a different
in a, so
context.
you will reframe it for me.
Yeah.
Do you get it?
Yeah.
You reframe
So-
it for me. So I would have said that it is to help. Okay, what was the basis? The basis that is that they don't want the female to be promiscuous, whatever that is. But at the end of the day, the one positive you can take out of that is, let's say, self-control. But why don't you rather work on my mind for me to have that self-control instead of inflicting pain on me physically for me to have that self-control? Do you get it? Maybe that's the innovative way we should have rather gone instead of inflicting that
So let's
pain.
look at this way. Even when you come to Ghana, the Ashanti Kingdom,
Okay.
they use gold. When you go to the Ashanti, and gold and gold. Same way, like I was saying earlier on about hip hop.
Yeah.
When you go to the US or abroad, the hip hop artists also use gold as a kind of wealth flex, but maybe through eyes, teething, Rolex watch, in a different way, but it's still the same traditions and the same culture of using gold. But at this stage that we are, anno 2026, we can be rocking it maybe through that olden ways, but this is how we can still carry our culture around by rocking it or presenting it in this way.
In
So
this way.
it's very important how we.
So the African Americans have taken this culture that we are still practicing in its raw form,
Yeah,
and they've been
Blended
innovative with it in their
in an
own
innovative
yeah.
way that maybe is more appealing to the times that we are in.
Okay.
Because someone might say, oh, this is so old school.
Okay.
But it's the same old school thing that has been presented in a different way.
In a different way, but
So-
and the funny thing is that you gave me that just the light bulb moment. I didn't even think it that way
That
because I
way.
always thought that hip hop was like so flashy. You need to have this, But you see, you
The,
just
djembe,
told
the
me that.
bass line is the djembe drum. That's
Okay.
how it started from, the bass line.
Okay. Go back. I mean, we'll come to you right now, but we have to take a breather, and when we come back, you tell us more. Welcome back to our Folkloric Symbol Show, and we are doing this in collaboration with the National Folklore Board. And our conversation has been on culture and then other things that has to do with culture. So, Tim, what would you tell me about your salon? What do you do in terms of propelling culture, African culture or ever culture specifically?
Okay, thank you for that question. Well, the salon in its best way to help promote African arts and culture is by displaying works. We display works for artists, hold exhibitions, film screenings, we host live shows. It's basically a living gallery.
The kind of content you show, is it Pan-African?
Pan-African, yes, to promote our African indigenous arts.
Okay.
We also invite artists from across West Africa as well to collaborate, host group exhibitions, solo exhibitions, film screenings, photo exhibitions.
And do you explain to them what they are watching so that they don't have any...
What do you mean by explaining to them? The audiences?
Yeah, so you have people who don't really understand what they are watching. Do you guide them?
Yes, when people come over for exhibitions, we have the artist or myself
Okay.
to help them go around, explain to them what the work means, where it's from,
Okay.
its origin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Sydney, you are the founder of Art Responsible
Yes.
Institute. What do you do?
Well, I would say I do my best.
Well, okay, so
but besides doing my best,
no, when I say what do you do, I mean what does the institute do? Not you per se.
institution as in the terms of incubating the artists, going through programs, mentorship, like building catalogs for them, website. I personally feel like in the Ghanaian art industry, not even in the art, even in the music side, you see there are not big platforms that make sure they track and trace if a Ghanaian artist is being streamed outside, how do they get a royalty. So the administration side of the creative industry is kind of missing, and that's why it made sense to me, like, okay, let's see how we put an institute mainly for the arts that will take care of the administration side, so that if an artist goes outside or abroad, they know how to carry themselves, and they know even the standard, what it takes to be an artist, and making beautiful works is one part of it, but there is so much administration work that goes behind the industry that the artists even don't have an idea. So sometimes we go through fellowship programming, bringing artists from the diaspora, coming here, learn the archives of African art, even how we started with Cocoa Bag. So this is one of the reasons why me and my business partner, Jokoto, decided, like, hey, we should set up an institution, which that can help and protect the interest of the artist and put the art creativity on a different level.
Okay. Looking at some of the art here, I realize most of them, I mean, the materials, this particular exhibition has a lot of the common things we see at home.
Mixed media, yeah.
Yes.
Is that what you want to,
yeah,
like,
you named it as media.
Mixed
Mixed media, yeah, the artistic term, that's what we say.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. The things you use in creating the thing.
Yeah,
That
so
mixed
like the
media.
elements, the raw
yes.
elements in nature.
I see a lot of them to be, is it eco-friendly?
Yeah, eco-friendly.
Yeah. So, why that?
Like the word says it already, responsible. So responding to your ability, so when we respond to our ability, it comes with our environment. We are nature, the trees, nature, the animals, nature. So why wouldn't we take care of ourselves by taking care of our environment? So the simple understanding in that is the recycling process of the responsibility that's interesting. Because even if you come to like Ghana, we have Sankofa, which means going back. So going back to where and going back how far?
Is going back to take it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that tells you about the recycling process in life already.
Okay.
And so when we go back in order to go forward. So it's like the archery. The more you pull the strings back, the further it shoots out there. So we can be in nature. Sometimes I hear people say, oh, let's save the world, let's save the world. And I'm like, no, let's save ourselves, because the world don't need us to exist. But we need to be on the planet.
Okay.
So why are we saving the world instead of saving ourselves?
Okay, so by saving ourselves, we are saving the world.
Exactly. And how do we save ourselves? It's like implementing, promoting sustainability and upcycling. Because like when you go to the beaches here in Ghana, some places are not good looking, and I feel like working with artists that implement waste or even use materials, mixed media materials that promote eco-friendly is very needed. That's part of our responsibility. and also using art for healing purposes, because African artists used to be paid by the chieftaincy. Back in the days, as an artist, you don't have to be worried. The community got you, you know? So now here we are in these new days that artists are not being represented the way that they should be represented. So that is also part of our responsibility, using art as a mental healing, environmental, eco-conscious activities. The intrinsic value, promoting culture, these are some of the ways and how we want to promote art. That's why it's very important for us to respond to our ability.
Okay. Vincent, what do you think are some of the problems that artists are having right now? I mean, through this institute, what have you noticed?
I think across board in the arts and culture, there are very pressing issues bordering on capital, without which the artistic community would lack a degree of financial independence to invest in themselves and to, retain a lot of creative control. Then I think there is a lack of formality, where the legal processes are normally swept under the carpet in favor of laissez-faire, those are fundamentally the two issues I think hold us back. But there is a consensus, a very general consensus in urban Accra to sort of elevate history and art. And so we've seen a lot of patronage, largely amongst the intelligentsia and the diaspora. I think a larger attempt must be made through mass media to reach the ordinary people and involve them as part of this informed audience. Currently, we have, a lot of spectators, but creating an informed audience would be a situation whereby people are educated on how to consume art, and it's important. The feedback of the community is important to the productivity and the direction in which the artist decides to go.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So Tim, what are some of your personal experiences as an artist, based on what we have discussed?
I think so far it's been on the rocky glides. Okay. There are times where you feel as though it's all going to work out.
Oh, okay.
Because you have the right people backing you.
Okay.
And there are times you feel disconnected. Because we're in an environment where it's not much appreciated by the larger group. Okay. But then again, I said, when you have the right people backing you, it's a quick support to keep pushing.
Okay, so do you get a lot of support from this institute?
Yes. That's why I'm working with them.
Oh, okay. Okay, so do you like create your works based on some of the topics they give you, or you yourself sit down when you have that inspiration and you create?
Well, initially, I used to make pieces. I used to create based off my experiences, personal experiences.
Okay.
But growing up or growing in the industry, I realized you need a certain type of direction. So that's when topics or ideas are shared by people with much experience to help you on the path.
So do you really make a lot of money? Are your works also sold in dollars and big money?
Art's an investment. It's a long-term investment. And I believe with time, the universe will
come together for you.
Come together and...
So I mean, your works, when you sell them,
yes,
do you make big money? Like, because I see some prices on some artwork that's very expensive. And so do you also have some of your works that expensive or?
Every work of mine is expensive.
Hey, there you are big.
So
There you are big. So sometimes when they see fine, when people are looking at art, they interpret it their best way, the way they see it. But what are some of how do you get inspiration to start a work or something?
inspiration sometimes comes from wanting to see things in my own world.
Okay.
I believe everyone else has their own idea, perception of what the world is.
Yes.
Okay, and I'm a vessel to translate my perception of how I also see it through my art.
Okay. Cool. So you express yourself through your art.
Yes. So I get my inspiration from knowing that I view my world differently. There could be others that would resonate with how I view it through my art. And that's what gives me inspiration, knowing that there could be others that resonate with how I perceive it.
So sometimes when you create something and then I come and say, I see this, what will you say? Is that what, like, would that sink in? Or when it's sinking, it's not sinking in with what your inspiration was, what would you tell the person?
So when you come and you see something different from my art, there are times I could also picture it and say, oh yes, I see it now. Because maybe during that process of making it, I was just centered on one thing. But then you come from a different perspective and say, oh, you see it from this angle. And now it makes the whole art perfect, or it gives it a different meaning to it, which is also all right.
Okay. So, Sydney, how, so currently, with what you're doing, how are artists being seen now, or what are some of the, maybe some of the good things you have seen in terms of how they are looking? Like you said, it's more of a solo thing. Everybody's doing things on their own. So,
thing,
right now, how?
Well, I mean, through the steps that I've taken the past few years, I feel like I've put in African art out there on the continent, more abroad, in Ghana as well. I mean, I've been able to feature some African artists with brands like McDonald's, Mattel, work with Aston Martin, so I would say, yeah, what I'm doing, I'm very proud of myself, and I'm very happy that I've been able to bring African art, especially the emerging artists, giving them.
So do you also take the artists out there? Because there was an issue where some artists are saying that they are not seen.
Yeah.
It's their works. The people like the intermediaries like you are the ones that give the artwork or goes to
Yeah. So I get you, but let me give an example.
So they also want that
exposure. Example like let's say Burna Boy, for instance, or a big musician.
Okay.
You get to hear the music. When you see the artist, it's about time for paying, right? So you just don't see Burna Boy everywhere, but you hear his music, you see his music. So the product or the creativity is being seen more on TV or radio than how much you see Burna Boy in person. And when you see the artist in person, it's about transaction most of the time. So it's a value that we create around the artist, because let's say if you should see me every day, or easily accessible, there's no value more to something that you can easily access.
So then what would you tell the artists that are craving for that exposure? Who wants to have the first-hand negotiation with the buyer?
Okay, so with solo exhibition, like when it's a solo exhibition, we look forward always flying or bringing the artist. If it's international, we look forward of bringing the artist also. But if it's like a group exhibition, you can't afford to bring everybody, all the artists that are participating on the exhibition. So with solo exhibitions here, we do consider bringing the artists with us.
Okay. Well, so Vincent, what goes into pricing?
That's a very interesting question. The obvious would definitely be the level of skill and time that is required to produce any given work. But then there are other, factors such as the academic critique of the work, the way it's received in popular culture, the way the collectors community value it, and how much they're essentially willing to pay for it. So these things come together to they harmonize to sort of determine, what the price essentially is. Yeah.
Okay, so it's not really about the artist, whether he's known or unknown.
That plays a role. The provenance of
Portfolio of the artist, who has the artist. So the portfolio of the artist also plays a role. Either the artist has ever even have a solo exhibition, which galleries has the artist work, or which collectors is the artist on platforms like Artsy, Christie's. So all this factor in with the pricing.
So depending on where you are going to do your exhibitions to
your portfolio, yeah, it's like your resume. Yeah,
okay.
So what's
so
your
within your portfolio, you say, oh,
I've
done an exhibition with Art Responsible, I've done this.
I sold these pieces at Art Basel for this kind of price, or this one has my work. So
with that, how does a new artist, someone who doesn't have all of these things, how does he rise to that level?
Okay, so that's why we've set up this institution, so we feel like the academia side or the administration side of the whole art industry is missing. And that's why you can see that the artists are making beautiful artwork, but there is no money because of the paperwork. So it's always been a show business. So there is no show without business and no business without show. So the artists most of the time want to take care of the business side, which is fine. But it's like a sector of the business that is show and business. You can't do all in all together.
Okay.
When the product is produced, you have a truck picking the product from the company, delivering it to the shop. You have people loading off, you have people placing it in the shop, you have people selling. So it's a whole industry and it's a whole organization. So this institute that we've opened is to make sure that we put the administration side, the academia side,
managerial side
of the business into place, so that the artists can also start benefiting from their creativity.
Okay, so we are wrapping up right now. So I want you to give me your last words on how Art Responsible, for instance, is helping propel in 1 minute, in helping propel the Ghanaian culture.
Yes, at the heart of it, even beyond the material, what really sets these institutes apart, which actually work hand in hand, what really sets these institutes apart is the production of authentic Ghanaian thinking that, prior to production, the degree of conversation that, sort of is generated around those discussions before the production of the work is essentially very unique, even before it manifests itself materially. So these works carry a lot of history and a lot of meaning, and go beyond mere aesthetic pleasure. So they tend to tell a lot about who we are as African people. And so by acquiring a piece of art you tend to trigger a much longer generation about identity, about taste. You know, and these are very essential for passing on history. So I think that's what really makes the institute. It's really Pan-African in its blood. You know.
Yeah, I feel that. I see Nkrumah here.
Yeah.
So Sini is that, as he said.
Well, I agree. I feel like he said almost everything that I wanted to say. So I will just frame all these pieces.
We get some astrological.
Well, like I'm saying, I'll frame all these pieces.
Is there some numerology somewhere? That
But his nickname, astrological. You know,
I feel
he's
like
quite poetic.
Oh,
Africans.
Okay, then give us poetry.
Yeah.
Oh, not today. Today I'm here for a different reason.
I know, right? I know.
I'm exposed.
But I feel like Africans has always been storytellers, you know, and when it comes to storytelling, it's very important who is telling the story and how the story is being told. Because we can't just let everybody tell our stories, especially if they can't understand us and they can't connect with us from a highly spiritual level. Because back in the days, I met some artists who even grew up from the fetish priest. Because it's like information, transferring information from the unseen world to the seen world. It's like the third dimension to the high definition. So you have to get that information from somewhere. You know, you have to get it from the dark and now bring it through the light.
Now you're being poetic.
So I'm trying not to be, you know.
Now you're
I'm
being
trying not to
poetic.
be. So
Okay. Come on. Are you going to tell us something?
Maybe for artists of this new generation, this is for the need for recognition.
Okay.
And like I said before, it's show business. You can only handle the show part of it, you know, put in all the work, the effort. But at the end of the day, you need a support system to help you rise to higher heights.
And that's what Art Responsible is doing.
That's what they're doing, and we're super grateful for them.
Yeah. Okay.
They're doing a massive, incredible job.
Oh. Thank them. Thank them. They say until the lion tells its tales, the hunt will always glorify the hunter. Today, the artists are saying their own stories. The managers of the artists are also saying their own story. The Pan-Africans are telling the story of Africa through the works of art. So now Africa is telling its story. The African is telling its story by Africans of Africa and from Africa. So we've been doing this in collaboration with the National Folklore Board. And we've had here Timothy Goba, who is the founder of a salon called the word is very strong, XOXOWO salon. And then we have Sydney Farisi, who is a curator of framing the culture and also the co-founder of Arts Responsible. And then we have my friend here, Vincent Lecha Jokoto, who is also a lawyer. And we've been having a discussion on culture. So the lions are now telling their stories. So why don't you open your ears and listen, and eyes and see, and then you open your mouth to tell our story. Thank you very much for joining us. We'll see you next time.
thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Metro TV, insightful and inspiring moments.
Come on, let the sound of worship be released from your lips tonight. Come on, raise it now. Oh, that's good, y'all. Raise it, raise it. In a motion. You provide You provide the Spirit, and I will open up inside. You provide the fire, I'll provide the sacrifice. Hey. You provide the Spirit, fill me up, God. Fill me up, God. Fill me up, God. Fill me up. Fill me up, God. Fill me up, God. Fill me up, God. Fill me up. You say, I'll provide the sacrifice. I'll provide the sacrifice. You gotta take it. Say, you provide the Spirit. You provide the Spirit. I will. I will open up. You gotta tell him. You provide the fire. I will be the sacrifice. Somebody tell them, you provide the Spirit. You provide the Spirit. I'm an empty till the dry bones respond. I gotta run over till cancer responds. I gotta run over till my family responds. I gotta run over. I wanna run over. I wanna run over. Fill me up till I overflow. Come on. I wanna run over. I wanna run over. Say, fill me up till I overflow. I wanna run over. I wanna run over. From heaven you can hear, I know you're drawing near as I worship. How within your love the wind and waves will come, but I will stay here. I lift my hands to heaven, hear my heart surrender. I tell my soul again, you are Lord of all. And though the seas are raging, you will speak and tame them. In you I find my rest, you are in control. Through valleys I will trust, your spirit is enough to keep me walking. You guide my every step, speak life to me again. Lord, I need you. Oh, I need you. I lift my hands to heaven, hear my heart surrender. I tell my soul again, you are Lord of all. And though the seas are raging, you will speak and tame them. In you I find my rest, you are in control. I will trust in only you. No one can add to your perfection. You're the beginning and the end, more than I can comprehend. There is no one like you, no one. I will trust in only you. No one can add to your perfection. You're the beginning and the end, more than
Metro TV, insightful and inspiring moments.
More than 80% of global trade is carried by sea. Most of the products we consume daily travel through ports, making them a key link in the global supply chain. The Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority is committed to ensuring the enhancement, resilience and sustainability of port infrastructure and maritime trade. Get to know which vessel is bringing your goods, how much duty you are required to pay and how quickly you can clear your goods from the ports of Ghana. We ask the relevant questions and elicit responses from the appropriate authorities. We interact with you via our social media platforms and put your queries across to the expert. Iron Port shows this and every Sunday live on Metro TV at 5:30 p.m. Iron Port is proudly brought to you by and powered by the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority. Iron Port, transparency in doing business and building nation.
Metro TV, insightful and inspiring moments.
You are the one.
Como si te conociera de otra vida, porque solo con mirarte, créeme, ya sabía que serías dueño de mi corazón. Tú mi compañera de esta vida.